Today, we'll be taking a look at the idler pulley on this LG gas dryer. Be sure to visit ApplianceVideo.com, where you will find thousands of repair videos on the latest technology. And for a limited time, you can save big on an annual membership and take advantage of all of our premium benefits. ApplianceVideo.com. Do it right the first time. Stop. Before beginning any repair, always be sure to disconnect the power to the appliance. It is also recommended to test the outlet for the proper voltage. Remember to also turn off the gas. You will need the following tools to complete this repair. To begin, let's first lift this top panel here. It can be a little frustrating, but what you'll need is a putty knife, and on the corners they put a little kind of small triangular locking tab that you have to press in with the putty knife and lift up. But there's not a lot of room to see exactly where it's at. So I'm going to use just the corner because the full blade will not be able to hit it. Go just the corner, and I want you to go about an inch in, press in, and start to lift up. You should feel it bending, and then we can see right there where it's at. Once you get one side up, it's a little easier to see the second side, but like I said, usually about an inch in, maybe inch and a half. You'll press in, lift up on the top, and then let it rest against a wall or a platform. Next, we'll go ahead and remove the front panel here. And in order to do that, we'll open up the door. We have 4 Phillips screws inside that'll need to be taken out. Let's set those to the side here. Now, next, we're going to close the door. We have 2 screws on the top that'll need to be removed. Let's start with this one. Now, normally, these have a small kind of bent piece of metal that holds the front up. This one's a little jacked up, so I'm going to have to put my knee on it because this is bent up here while I remove that next screw. I'll prevent it from falling. See, that side just falls right forward. And then we'll have to disconnect the door switch right here. Be very careful, pull it out, lift up on the front panel, and set it to the side. Now that we got that set aside, let's go ahead and take off our bulkhead here. In order to do this, we will disconnect your moisture sensor on the bottom. You just pinch and separate. Then we have multiple Phillips screws on the bulkhead to take it out. Next, what we'll do is lift up on the bulkhead, start to pull it out, keep the drum held up, and set the bulkhead to the side. Now that we have the bulkhead set aside, next we'll want to remove the drum. In order to do so, we'll have to disengage the idler and belt system down here. So you will find your belt wrapped around your idler and your motor pulley. In order to remove it, you'll use your finger, lift up on this side of the idler to release tension, pull the belt off of the motor pulley here and let go. Pull it up above the idler, let down on the idler. You will use the belt to guide the drum up. So lift up, use it to pull out, and set your drum to the side. Now that we have the drum removed, we have clear access to our idler pulley down here. Now the main reason why you'd be replacing your idler is if the unit is noisy. Generally speaking, you'll get a squeak from the idler pulley, and you can replicate the noise by putting pressure on the wheel and going back and forth. If it's squeaking, it'll need to be replaced. In order to replace it, it's held on by one 12mm bolt on the bottom here. Let's remove the bolt. pull the idler off the spring. It's getting a little tied up in there, and set it to the side. When installing your new idler pulley, there's a couple of things you will want to do. First of all, we are going to reattach the spring. Let's get that started. Okay, now, when you are installing the bracket onto the motor, your bolt has a little kind of flat ledge on there, right underneath this washer piece. And what that will do is you will screw it into the motor portion, and then once you get it in there, it will pull forward on the idler and basically lay flat. So let's put it on here by hand, and let's start it by hand. And then once we have it in, let's move the idler forward as we are tightening it. And this will draw it into that hole. Let's go a little bit further. There we go. It is level. Let's tighten it up. Now we can reinstall the drum. When reinstalling the drum, we are going to use the belt to do this. Now, just hold on to the belt, put it briefly right where it has the line on the drum. We'll get it to the back and give it a turn while pushing in. This is going to pull the drum onto the rollers. Next, we'll lift up the belt and just kind of dangle it and line it up right with that line that was on the drum previously. Reach underneath, and then we will find our belt as well as our idler. Now when we are installing the belt, you will have a flat side here and the ribbed side here. What we will do is put the flat side against the idler, start to pull up on the idler, hold it up by this tab here, pull over on the belt, and wrap the ribbed side around the motor pulley, let back down on the idler. Now we can reinstall the bulkhead. When reinstalling your bulkhead, first of all, we have the rollers on the bottom here that your drum will have to rest on. We also have these almost like little pins that will go into these notches on the frame. So what I want you to do is I want you to put the front of the bulkhead, when you rest the front of the drum on it, okay? And then pull up with the weight of the front of the drum and just set into your first 2 picks here, all right? When you're at that point, give the drum a turn. This will draw the front of the bulkhead in and rest the drum on the rollers. Lift up and get the other 2 sides in. Let's reinstall our Molex on the bottom. This one popped out here. Now let's reinstall the 4 screws. Frame's a little torqued on this one, so it keeps pulling out, but we'll secure it. Let's reinstall the last one. Now we can reinstall the front panel. When reinstalling the front, since the metal's bent, I'm gonna go ahead and bring my drill on over with the screw on it. And then when I reattach the front base, it has holes on the bottom of this front panel. You'll see those little pegs on the bottom of the frame. So I'm gonna lift up, put the pegs inside the hole, push forward. I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall the door switch while I'm here. Keep my knee on it and reinstall this screw. I have to flex this a little bit. Let's reinstall this one. Get these 4 reinstalled. And these ones look a little bit different than the others. It's almost like a darker gray. All right, let's close the door. Let's go ahead and pop down that top. To reinstall the top, very simple. Just bring it down, try not to cut yourself. Line it up, press down, boom. There you go, and that will complete your repair. Thank you for watching another quality video from ApplianceVideo.com. If you found this video helpful, make sure you click the like and subscribe to our channel.